Before we get into the good news for Union, we obviously have to discuss something bad that just happened, and that is Union deciding for the first time ever to do a raffle, which perplexed pretty much everybody in the entire space. And there's a couple of reasons in particular why this move was so strange, and it seems like it may have been a last-minute decision. Union appeared to have a very, very high ID, which would be something they're doing if they're preparing for a first-come, first-served drop. So the fact that they had that makes no sense why they would dedicate more resources to protecting their site just in the end to do a raffle. Not only that, but they had a total of 6 domains related to this drop created. However, none of them were set up properly. Now, we knew something was up when the night before they still had not set up these domains. Typically, what ends up happening, not just with Union, but with Meunier and all these other retailers, usually the afternoon before the drop, they will have already set up the drop. But this time, even going into the night, there was nothing set up on any of these domains aside from the primary Union Jordan 2025 domain. That was the only one that had anything set up. So obviously something seemed like it was up. And then to everybody's surprise in the morning, once they opened up the site for viewing 1 hour before, it was made clear when you checked the page source that this was going to be a raffle. Now, a lot of us were optimistic and hopeful, thinking that maybe this was intended to throw us off, but nope, they just decided to do a raffle. And this obviously made a lot of people very upset because raffles are very easy to bot. Even though this is the first time Union is doing a raffle, it's very easy for bots to add this module. My bot, Gargantua AIO, we added this within just 10 minutes because it follows the same exact format as Travis Scott. It literally took 10 minutes to make the update, and then all of our users were able to bot this release successfully. So it's very unfortunate for manual users because their chances of copying were hindered greatly. It's a lot more difficult to bot, let alone mass bot, a first-come, first-serve release, especially a new domain release, whereas a raffle release, especially with this same format as what we see on Travis and no unique changes, it leads to a lot of success in the botting community, and that takes away from manual success. And while I'm not going to directly accuse Union, of anything, I would say hypothetically, if any retailer had wanted to backdoor pairs, a raffle would be a wise route because it's a lot easier to hide the lack of wins relative to a first-come, first-serve release. So just putting it out there that, there could be some other intentions with why they decided to do a raffle. But to be fair, some releases in Union's past, they have had issues with payment processing, and with a recent one, they had to issue refunds too. This could be a contributing factor as well, but overall, I think most people could agree that Union used to be the best at releasing sneakers. They really had some of the best drops for manual users. Bots really struggled. They always tried something new. We always respected their efforts, but it looks like for the first time, they did not put any effort at all. It looks like they were considering putting in an effort. They created 6 new domains, and they just never set any of them up. But luckily, we do have some good news for Union, specifically regarding Nike sneakers. We're going to get to that in a second, but first, Off-White and Jordan. Just a quick update here. If you guys are familiar with the Off-White Jordan 4 bread, this has been rumored for so long that these are going to be releasing. Well, recently, a sample of these was just listed for $60,000. So yes, this is a real sample pair, but I can confirm for you guys, these are not releasing, and these were never planned to be releasing. However, I do have some really, really good news for Off-White and Nike. I can't spell out all the details right now, but I think you guys could figure it out. So, those Off-White Jordan 1s, the Alaska pair, technically that's not really a new colorway. That's really just the Europe pair that they're deciding to bring back. Now, why would they be deciding to bring it back? And what I could also say is we're going to be seeing a lot more of Off-White and Nike and Jordan, technically. I can't spell out all the details now, but just subscribe and enable post notifications, and eventually I'll be able to give you more information on this. Just know it's very good news if you want to get some pairs of Off-White and Nike. And also, we just got a closer look at the Jordan 5 Arctic Pink dropping on August 29th for $210. We discussed these the other day, but here's just a closer look at them. Unless these are very limited, I'm not expecting them to be profitable, but we will see depending on the stock. And we also just got a first look at the Meunier Jordan 5 coming in violet or burgundy Crush. These are dropping May 14th for $225. I'm also not expecting these to be profitable unless they are unexpectedly limited, which is kind of the theme this year, so we will see. And then we also got to look at the new This Is Never That, dropping on March 7th globally, and they actually just dropped today on This Is Never That for $160. These are just personals though. And we also just got to look at the new Lil Yachty Air Force One. These are dropping sometime in the summer for $130. Based off how the last pair performed, I would just expect these to be personals. And the last update before we get into Union, a good one, we actually are finally going to get to see the SB Dunk Low Black History Month release. They were a little bit delayed and I was getting scared that they would never release, but luckily we do have a new date for them. They are going to be dropping on March 28th for $135. I am expecting these to be profitable. Definitely an SB Dunk release to look forward to. I think they did a great job on this. And man, March in general is just looking really, really stacked. I'll try to make the video for all the March releases tomorrow though. And finally for today, the good news for Union. I don't know if you guys saw, I posted a community note, one of those community posts on YouTube. Luckily, there is a sneakers drop for Union. That is 100% confirmed. It's not today though, don't worry, don't stress, but it is gonna be soon. And it's supposed to be a kind of gesture. It's not supposed to be a typical load and regular type of Leo drop. There's supposed to be something unique to this too. The date isn't set yet, and there's also no stock loaded just yet. So while I don't know the stock numbers right now, I would assume it's going to be pretty high. Apparently the stock on the Union website was a little bit over 20,000 pairs, so I would expect Nike sneakers to be somewhere in that ballpark, which is pretty good stock for a collaboration. And assuming they do go through with this gesture release, this kind of fun sneakers drop, obviously you're going to have a really good chance at copying them compared to it just being a normal release. So as of right now, that's the plan. It's supposed to be a fun release. Obviously, you guys know where the early info is going to be posted. You can feel free to join Endurance with the link in the description below. Again, I don't know what the stock is going to be yet. They should load it sometime soon, but I assume it's going to be pretty healthy stock, and with a fun drop, you should have a good chance to cop. Another not so important detail, but I figured I'd add it anyway. This drop was actually supposed to happen during All-Star Weekend, but there were some reasons why they decided not to drop it during All-Star Weekend. Instead, they're going to be dropping it soon. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated, but as of now, that's all I have for you. So have a great rest of your day and good luck on that drop.